Hello, math students. Today, our lesson will be finding slope from tables and ordered pairs, and also finding the y-intercept from tables as well. When we had class, we did learn how to find the y-intercept from ordered pairs as well, but for the sake of time, we are going to stick with just finding it from tables today. Okay, well, hopefully online learning is still going well for you, and if not, hopefully you are emailing me or emailing your math teacher. So let us know if you have questions. Okay, let's talk about finding slope from ordered pairs. So I did two examples here. I encourage you to write the notes down so you can answer the questions at the end of the slideshow today. Okay, so the ordered pairs I chose were 5, 4, and 7, 8. And if there's a line going through there, there's going to be a slope. Let me remind you that slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and so what this means, each of these, this is an x and this is a y, always. They go in order. This is an x, this is a y. The ones and twos come from the order that they're written. So this is the first x and this is the second x. This is the first y and this is the second y, and that's how we get x1s, y1s, x2s, and y2s. Now, the formula kind of goes backwards. So you start with y2, which in this case is 8. It's always minus for our formula. And then we're going to subtract y1, which is 4. And then we're going to do the denominator with the x's. So we're going to start with x2, which is 7, minus x1, which is 5. And now we're going to simplify. 8 minus 4 is 4. 7 minus 5 is 2. And then we divide to see, or we simplify to see if 4 divided by 2 can give us a whole number, and it does. The slope of that line would be 2, or 2 over 1. Okay, let's try again with some negatives in there. So the only thing that gets kind of weird about this is, when we throw negatives into the equation, it can get confusing. If you need to, use a calculator to double check your answers. All right, so the next one, I chose 2, 3, and -2, -9. So let me remind you that this would be x1, y1, because they're the first ordered pair. And this is x2, y2, because they are the second ordered pair. And now we're going to use the formula, which is the same every time. y2, so -9 is our y2, minus y1, minus 3 is our numerator. And the denominator is -2, x2 is -2, minus 2 for x1. Now, the reason I want you to use a calculator to double check your answers is -9 minus 3 is not 6, and it's not -6, it is -12. -2 minus 2 is -4. And so those of you that know your integers well, you'll say, oh yeah, definitely. But if you don't, use your calculator to double check your answer here, okay? And then you divide. -12 divided by -4. If you come out with a whole number, that's what we want, and we do. The answer is +3, because a negative and a negative will cancel each other out. Or 3 over 1 would work as well. Okay, so that's how you find slope using ordered pairs. Now we're going to focus on finding slope and y-intercept from tables. Okay, so remember that in class we talked about slope. Sometimes we use the letter M for slope, and sometimes we use the letter B for y-intercept. So I did that here. So using a table of values, the x values are first and the y values are second. We are going to use the same exact formula for finding slope. They're just not labeled. So what we want to do is realize that this is the first x. So this is x1. This is the second x. So this is x2. This is the first y, so this is y1. This is the second y, so that's y2, and that's the information we need to find slope. So we will do y2, which is 17, minus y1, which is 12. And on the bottom, we will do x2, which is 0, minus x1, which is negative 1. And then we will calculate. 17 minus 12 is 5. And 0 minus negative 1 is positive 1. So we get 5 over 1. Can we simplify that? 5 divided by 1 is 5. So there is our slope. Our slope of that table is 5. Now, let me remind you how to find the y-intercept from a table. What you do is you look for where x is 0 and give the y value, because that's where it would cross the y-axis if you graphed it. So if you go down your x's here, x is 0 right here. So this ordered pair, 0, 17, would be where that graph would cross the y-axis. So the answer, the y-intercept, is 17. Okay, last but not least, let's do it again. So one last table here. We are going to start again with finding our slope or our rate. So again, let me remind you that this is x1, this is x2. This is y1 because it's first y. This is y2. So using that information, y2 minus y1 would be 16 minus 10. And x2 minus x1 would be 4 minus 2. Well, 16 minus 10 is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. And can we simplify 6 over 2 or 6 divided by 2? Yes, our slope is 3. Okay, now let's find y-intercept. Above, I told you to look for where x is 0 on the last example. Well, what happens if there is no x is 0? Well, you have to find the pattern and work backwards sometimes. So, in this case, we start at 2. But it's going up by 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So if I went backwards 1, I would get 0. Now this one's going up by 10, 16, 22, 28, 34. It's going up by 6. So if I went back 1 from 10, 10 minus 6 is 4. So I get the y-intercept by working backwards, 0, 4. So my y-intercept in this case is 4. And that will conclude our lesson on finding slope and y-intercept from tables and finding the slope from ordered pairs. Again, if you need extra help on this, please make sure that you email me or email your math teacher, and we will do our best to assist you. Have a great rest of your day, and we will see you soon.